Alright parents, hello. So we're going to talk about a few different things in terms of what I'm looking for when we are using our ball striking techniques. We're going to break down our plant foot position, aka our non-kicking foot position. We're going to talk about our hips, and then we're going to talk about the contact point on the foot and on the ball, as well as the follow through. So it's going to be 3 videos. We're going to try to break each one of these down as we go. So first we're going to start with the foot placement. So with the plant foot, aka the non-kicking foot, best way to say it, if I'm going to strike the ball with this foot using really any technique, I would like my non-striking foot to be about hip width away from the ball. So as we're passing, as we're shooting, as we're crossing the ball, we don't want to be too far over top of the ball. We want to have a little bit of space so that we can allow the hip to go through. Now, the best way to look at this in terms of our step in is we're going to take a step back with our striking foot, so we're kind of in a lunge position here. Ball should be center of the foot, so I'm not behind the ball and I'm not in front of the ball with this step, but I want to try to get that foot right in line. And then I'm going to bring that plant foot back with the ball, or that non-striking foot. So as I go, I'm going to press onto the foot that I'm going to kick the ball with, take a step directly forward so that the hips are facing forward, and now I'm going to bring the foot forward with the striking foot. So again, in terms of foot placement, we want to look for the ball middle of the foot, non-striking foot about shoulder or hip width away. Now when we actually go to strike the ball, the best progression that I've found in terms of teaching the proper movement is to go toe, top of the foot, and then inside. Sometimes we mix that up and we go directly into the inside of the foot, and this is one of the more difficult positions for young players to get into because we have to be able to open our hip and have good hip mobility to be able to get there. So as we go to start, I'm going to go beside the ball, but as you do this, you can have your daughter pass the ball to you. We're looking to start getting that good step in to the ball, and then I'm going to swing through with the toes and take a step forward. So again, the motion should look like this. It's almost like I'm taking a step. When you make contact with the ball, it will look like this to start. From there, once they get that motion down, we can start to put it onto the top of the foot or onto the shoelaces. So as we go now, same technique. We're just going to point those toes down, and we're going to try to curl our toes back so that we are locking the ankle as we're making contact. Same step in, step. I'm going to turn the toes down, curl them back, and then I'm going to strike through the ball. And then finally, once we get that progression down on both feet, then is when we really would like to start working on the inside of the foot. So now, same type of step in, still want to get the ball to this position, middle of the foot. Now as I step, I'm going to turn the hip out. I'm going to have the foot go through just like this. It should be going straight. I'm going to take a step just like I did with the toes and with the shoelaces as well. And then finally starting to target and to use the different parts and the correct part of the foot for each technique. So on the toes, it's going to be a little bit more when you actually have shoes on. We want to try to catch it with the toe cap. We're trying not to hit it with our actual toes because that is when some damage can occur. With the top of the foot or with the laces, we want to try to catch it on this big toe bone up near the ankle. So it's nice and hard in this area of the foot. If we keep the ankle locked, it's going to be like a hammer hitting a nail, and we're going to be able to get a greater transfer of power into that pass or into that strike. With the inside of the foot, it's going to be in here, just above the arch of the foot. So we're trying to catch it in this part of the foot for these 3 techniques right now. As we are stepping in and getting the correct part of the foot onto the ball, we want to make sure still that our hips and our belly button are facing where we want to go as well. So if I want to go straight forward with this technique, I'm going to get there, my hips and belly buttons are trying to face forward as I take this strike through. And that's going to be true with all of the different ball striking techniques that we have right now. So everything that we're trying to do right now is we're not trying to disguise it, we're just trying to pass it to a specific target. So if you have something at home where you can pass to without damaging anything, I would highly recommend that. If you just have another person that you're trying to pass to, can you try to pass to their right foot or left foot and not just to the person? So try to really focus in on what area you want to try to hit and make it known, so that way we can make corrections and they're easier to see when we make mistakes. That's all I have for this weekend, guys. Enjoy the weekend. I hope that you have a great time, and I will see you on Monday.